Hey Whole Health Revolutionaries, it's Dr. Marc here. I hope everyone's having a good summer. Question that came in to me a couple of days ago was, what are the benefits of going vegetarian as opposed to the benefits of eating meat? Now this is a huge topic and I'm not going to go on about it for too long. Obviously the benefits of going vegetarian first off are ethical. Yeah, so I think the first thing to put to bed is that if you're eating vegetarian, you're not getting involved directly in the death of thousands and hundreds and thousands of animals around the world, which may be something that you want to consider from an emotional, spiritual, moral point of view. So I have no issue with people who want to do that or don't want to do that. So that's just one element of it. The second issue with being vegetarian as opposed to meat eater is the quality of food that you eat in either case. So it doesn't matter whether you're vegetarian or not, it's the quality of the food. So I mean, someone can say they're vegetarian and they can be living on white bread, white rice, sweets, sugar, Coca-Cola, etc. You get my point. And even though they're vegetarian in terms of not eating flesh of dead animals, they're still putting very, very poor quality nutrients into their bodies. And the flip side is someone who's a meat eater can be eating some very clean bits of chicken, fish, very lean grass-fed beef, as opposed to eating at fast food restaurants full of salt, fat, sugars, and all the negative impacts one associates with eating meat in terms of really eating poor quality meat such as sausages, bacon, blah blah. You get the picture there. So is it better to be vegetarian? Is it better to eat meat from a health perspective? My take on it is this. The main thing you want to really consider is eating whole foods as opposed to processed foods, whichever you decide for moral reasons or not. But you cannot choose to be vegetarian for health reasons if you're eating highly processed foods, and you cannot choose to be a meat eater for health reasons if you're eating highly processed foods. The common denominator is the same. You've got to be eating whole foods. Now, what are whole foods? Whole foods are a food that is only made up of the one thing that is there. So that is, an almond is an almond. A head of broccoli is a head of broccoli. A piece of chicken is a piece of chicken. It hasn't been deep fried. It hasn't been mixed with preservatives, with a whole bunch of other fats, sugars, trans fats, salts, and various other products that make up processed foods, as well as the amount of preservatives and food enhancers such as the MSGs, etc., that go into foods, to therefore try and make them last longer. So as long as the foods you're eating are whole foods, oats, chicken, broccoli, fish, whatever it is, from a health point of view, that's your main aim, okay? So aim to eat whole foods 95% of the time if you can. If you want to have something that's processed from time to time, that's also fine. Personally, from a moral perspective, I'm very, very happy with being vegetarian and I feel a lot better as a result. And I think as one gets older, going vegetarian is much, much better because your ability to break down and absorb and digest animal produce decreases with age. So anybody who's over 40 would want to consider having a much more vegan or vegetarian-based diet for that reason. And the implications on their cardiovascular system, on their heart, on their brain, on their skin, on their whole bodies, you can get all the nutrients you need from vegetarian whole foods without having to consume meats. Okay, you know, the tallest animal in the world is a giraffe. It's vegetarian. The strongest, biggest animal on the planet is an elephant. He's vegetarian. Our closest relatives are apes. They're vegetarian. So there's a lot to be said for being vegetarian. I'm in no position to judge what you choose to do. I'm just here to inform you. Over and out. Boom.